stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part one of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Agador, that's Aggedor, on Mublet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin.
Sure I am that this day, now, we are the masters of our fate. That the task which has been set us is not above our strength. That its pangs and toils are not beyond our endurance. As long as we have faith in our cause and an unconquerable willpower, salvation will not be denied us. In the words of the psalmist, he shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. Not all the tidings will be evil. On the contrary, mighty strokes of war have already been dealt against the enemy. Wounds have been inflicted which have bitten deep and will fester and inflame. What kind of a people do they think we are? Is it possible they do not realize that we shall never cease to persevere against them until they have been taught a lesson which they and the world will never forget? Here we are, together, facing a group of mighty foes who seek our ruin. Here we are, together, defending all that to free men is dear. If we had taken common measures for our safety, this renewal of the curse need never have fallen upon us. Do we not owe it to ourselves, to our children, to tormented mankind, to make sure that these catastrophes do not engulf us? It is not given to us to peer into the mysteries of the future. Still I avow my hope and faith, sure and inviolate, that in the days to come, the British people will, for their own safety and for the good of all, walk together in majesty, in justice, and in peace.
And good evening and welcome to the English Defence League radio show, broadcasting live from blogtalkradio.com. The English Defence League radio show, the truth and the voice of the EDL. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the show is English Defence League radio show, our best and worst. Welcome to the English Defence League radio show with your host, Jeff Spider Mitchell, and my panellist and wingman this evening is Dave Agador Milner. Jan is on an assignment at this moment, so Jan Rennie. Anyway, tonight we will be discussing the contrast, some of the best and worst, both the United Kingdom and the United States of America have to offer. Honourable veterans, bold journalists, civil rights champions and ordinary citizens versus demonic terrorists, media quizzings and self-serving political hacks. We'll make the distinction sharp between those who stand forth to serve and those who slither in the grass. Foot soldiers, angels, Brexiteers, veterans, Yelvesters, supporters of the cause and Global Patriots. This is your platform. Please call in. No surrender ever. And with that, go on to say, all that's necessary for evil to prevail is that good men do nothing. And that was by the late, great Edmund Burke. Also going to say, those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. That was the late, great President John F. Kennedy. And without further ado, let me pass it to my friend, my colleague,
Dave Agador Milner. Yeah, there we are. Hello, Jeff.
Hang about, Dave. I plugged the thing in it. My Wi-Fi went up the creek. I just noticed it as I was bringing you in.
It's fine, man.
Hold back a minute, Dave. Just not. Yes, ladies and gentlemen,
sure.
Introducing the one, the only, Mr. Dave Agador Milner, as he goes straight past the biscuit barrel, grabs an handful of biscuits, grabs his cosy chair, sits down and grabs the mic. It's over to you, Dave, as he's munching on them biscuits. Dave, good afternoon. And welcome.
Good afternoon. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, good evening and hello to everybody in the United Kingdom, and good afternoon to everybody in the States. Hello to everybody around the world and off Earth, of course. Yeah, it's pretty bad when you have to do your own overinflated intro, but it's all right. I'm happy. Jeff always plays me up a lot more than I deserve.
Do a little bit something special as you come through the door there.
Guys,
ladies and gentlemen, Dave's got a way about him. As he comes into the studio, he's got a way as he does a swivel. As he does a swivel, he grabs the biscuit barrel with one hand and he grabs some biscuits in the other hand. It's just amazing the way he does it. I'm totally baffled how you do that, Dave. It's just that little swirl you do and you grab the biscuits on the way through. That is just well, I'm baffled how you do it, Dave.
Well, Jeff, you just mentioned how I got my first 3 girlfriends, but listen, guys, we got a heck of a show tonight. I want to start with a small programming note, though. We told you guys, on the last show on Thursday, that we were going to run a special Tommy Robinson interview on the 7th, on Sunday the 7th, and that, guys, I have to cop to this. That was my idea, and Jeff approved it, but it was my idea. And then, of course, we finished the show, got off the show, and I was preparing the show for the Unpleasant Blind Guy on, UBG on EDL, my show over at Spreaker.com, and then I realized, no, July the 7th is 7/7. And guys, the only defense that I have is that sometimes when you're worrying about this detail and that detail and the other detail to try and make everything work and try and make the train run, you forget just for a moment the really important things. And I do not forget nor disrespect 7/7 any more than Jeff would forget or disrespect 9/11. That was not intentional on my part. And we will be doing a 7/7 show on 7/7. We'll move the Tommy Robinson thing up to the 11th, God willing. And we will be doing the show on Sunday the 7th, a 7/7 remembrance show. And guys, I hope you'll forgive me. There was no disrespect intended. It's just trying to do my job, and I guess I was just a little bit too overzealous about the details. So, yeah, there you go.
No, Dave, it's
gotta own up.
Funny. There's me and you, and I should have realised, and it didn't dawn on me that we were so close to the anniversary of 7/7.
They just come up fast, don't they?
It rolls up on you so fast, doesn't it? Before you know it, it's there before us. So, no, you've put nothing through, because I was the same, Dave. It was only when I looked at, oh my goodness me, it's 7/7 is on the Sunday. So, as I say, I'll take the executive position of taking a full play for it, Dave. That's my executive position, is let it fall upon my shoulders. They're broad and they can take it.
Oh, of course they can, Jeff. You know, it was my idea, though. So I had to cough up to my part of it. But, you know, I mean, sometimes, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. None of us are perfect. We don't have big staffs and producers and whatnots. Okay, you know, so once in a while we forget things that we shouldn't forget. I mean, there was more than one occasion while I was doing regular Unpleasant Blind Guy shows that I would just blow right past something like, you know, Memorial Day or Veterans Day, and you know, I'd be doing some other topic. Now, I never failed in the Unpleasant Blind Guy, nor will I, to respect and give homage to our veterans and to those who serve. You know, but those important days just blew right past me because I had a topic in mind that I felt was important, and I was focused on that like a laser, and not on the larger things that you would expect people would normally focus on. So these kinds of things do happen. You know, Jeff was right when he told me.
In our world of being radio hosts and doing what we do, sometimes there's so many things that's going on that you, as I say, that the day catches up with us too quick. Because, as I say, we've already we can do one show with just certain things that we talk about, but we had so many over the weekend with the gathering of veterans, which really went down well. With us, there's something going on every weekend, isn't there? I mean, next weekend,
every weekend,
it's going to be
every
pretty
week,
lively from Thursday and Friday. Because
exactly.
as you all will know, ladies and gentlemen, I know the listeners out there know this day is the 4th of July. How can you forget that living in the States? 4th of July.
Well, I don't forget living in the States, no. Yeah. But this time it's going to be,
it's the 4th of July. And what a day for them to put Tommy Robinson on trial on the 4th of July, Independence Day, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so strange that the way that the elitists and those in the higher powers want to do things, you know, the way that they subject people to that certain date. Maybe they think it's a victory for them. Maybe,
they do,
even though it was less than a victory. Your Independence Day was not a victory for the British. Far, far from it. They was beaten fair and square by some patriots who stood their ground. Said, no, we're not having this crap. But what same things that's going on over here at the moment, isn't it? Like St. George, what's his name? George the King at the time. He wanted this and that, and he wanted the colony of the United States. And the people said, no, we're not taking it. Stuff you. And they went to battle. And they won the war. They won the battle, and that's where the independence comes from. Do I feel sorry about that? No, I f***ing don't. No, I don't. Sometimes, you know, those in power need to have a bloody nose just to show that they're not independent, that they're not infallible, that they are, that they can fall. There was people who had it in them that they was going to take them on and they were going to beat them. And in the end, that's what happened. No, I don't feel anything but respect for them who stood their ground against the forces of of Great Britain. You know, full army, military, the whole thing. They took them on, and the great United States come out on top. Of course, I love my country, but at the same time, there were so many wrongdoings at that time. Not only that, the French was involved with it, and everything was going on, Dave, you know. So I just want to mention that, because that day is an important day for a lot of us. We hope that we see Independence Day for Tommy Robinson. It's going to be the 4th and the 5th, so I know there's going to be a lot of people there, Dave. And people are going to travel from one side of the world to the other to be here.
I hope they do, I hope they do.
You know, interesting times, and all my thoughts. Tommy Robinson and his family, all his family have been in my close prayers over the last week, and I know it's weighing heavy on that man. I know Tommy. He the exterior, but He loves his family so much. Of course, he doesn't want to be banged up and go for all that crap. But, you know, it's the thing he's got to bear on his shoulders, isn't it? This, the way the prosecution and persecution, ladies and gentlemen. There'll be a time when people look at what happened with Tommy, what he had to endure, and to prove that no matter what they do or say, it's him that'll be the legend, not them. They won't be talked about. It'll be Tommy Robinson, Mr. Stephen Lennon Yaxley. That's who they will talk about for centuries. And those ones who've done all this evil, you'll be forgotten. You'll be in the bins of history. You people will say, good luck to bad rubbish. That was a bad time. But they come through. The great people come through. People like Tommy Robinson leading the people. I just want them to make that a little statement there, because he's having to go through a lot of that. And he has gone through a lot of that, young man, you know. And his family, you've got to say, it just goes to all his family, what they've had to endure. You know, he's a devoted dad. He's, you know, he's loved dearly by his kids, by his wife and his family. So, of course, he's in, I don't think there's too many people, but he's not in their minds, you know, this week, Dave, you know. It's his path, you know. It's as I say, you're a captain of your own destiny in life, aren't you? And Tommy steered his ship in the direction that he saw it, the calling to steer the ship in that direction through stormy waters. And he's done a fantastic job. A fantastic job. And it seems the more they try to persecute this young man, the stronger he becomes, the more of a following he gets. So they do anything that goes against what we believe should be, and he should be walking out that court for a free man. But all it does, anything in injustice to him, just strengthens him. And he knows he's got us all behind him. If he's got to bear, you know, a scary path, he knows that we stand with him. And you know, when he came out of prison the last time, Dave, he had the prison officers had to carry sacks and sacks of his letters. Literally, people from all over the world. When he was in prison, do you know they was in Germany? They were doing you know, vigils every Friday for Tommy. This is what they don't want our listeners out there to know, that this was going on across the world. See, Tommy's just not a hero of this country. He's a hero throughout the patriotic world. You know, cometh the time and cometh the man. And, you know, he's not a big man, and nor am I, but, you know, good things come in little parcels, and Tommy come in a good little parcel. No, he's quite a bit bigger man, I should think, but he's a great man, and he carries the world on his shoulders. He stands head and shoulders above men with what he's done. There's just not too many other men that will walk his righteous path. And I will say it's a righteous path, because there's not too many men will stand there and take the crap and all the things he's had to. He's had to fight every step of the way. Everywhere he's been, he's had to have a fight on his hands because someone wants to take him down. But he keeps fighting. It's a spirit. It's a lion in him. That's what I'm saying. He's a lion among men. Our lion. And we're just the pride, aren't we? We're the pride. I've got pride with what I see with Tommy Robinson. I'm a pride with being a part of the English Defence League with Tommy, the lion who started the whole thing. I just wanted, that's my bit of a dedication to Mr. Tommy Robinson. A great gentleman. A great gentleman. Dave, I want to make a little statement about a dear patriot that lost his fight. I didn't even know that he had cancer. And this is Mark Dunbar. He was a serving soldier. He served his country well. He served the EDL well. He was an RO. He was a leader of the Essex Division for a number of years. He served everybody well. He was a man. If he had something to say, you're not going to stop Mark saying it. That's how it was with Mark. He had something to say. Whether you liked it, whether it's going to be unpleasant, it was too bad. He wanted to say what he needed to say. And, you know, you sit and you just listen. I did. I mean, I got on really well with Mark, I've got to admit. That's what upset me so much when I heard yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, I was devastated to lose one of our great patriots, a great EDL man, and a great military man, a great soldier. And it's hard when you look into the background of Mark Dunbar. He called himself Markian Dunbar on his Facebook page. If you want to check him out, guys, you'll see the type of man he was. He was a man. He walked among men, and he was a proud man as well. He used to be very angry for the situation that was going on in this country. I do know that because I had many talks with Mark. We sit down and we might be having a meet and greet somewhere, and we sit down and we talk. And it used to drive him mad with what was going on in the country. But unfortunately, Mark he's on his way to Valhalla. I suppose you call it a warrior, isn't it, to Valhalla? But he's going to go to his final resting place. And, you know, they say, there's no saying, isn't there, Dave? Old soldiers, and he wasn't an old, he's middle 40s, early 50, whatever. Old soldiers never die. They just fade away. And with Mark, it was not to do with that. It was cancer. He lost the fight with cancer. The only fight he's ever had in his life that he never won. And of course, my thoughts and my prayers go out to dear Debbie, his wife. They only got married last year, and I noticed that when I was reading down the Facebook. And she was a lovely lady. And a little story I'll tell you guys. I've been a bit poorly, and there was a meeting, a general meeting, and of course Mark was there, Dave Bolton, and a few other guys. And anyway, there was a knock on my. I didn't know. I didn't have a clue who was going to turn up this day. This Saturday evening it was, 8 o'clock, something like that. And here they are, Mark Dunbar, big lad. Debbie and Dave Bolton. They said, all right, mate, little legs, that's my name. In the EDL, people knew me as little legs through Dave Bolton, right? You know, it's a bit of banter we always had, like, and they come in, so we got something for you from the committee, Jeff. I said, really? And I get a bit embarrassed. Things like this, Dave, and our listeners, you know, you get a bit embarrassed about, but anyway, I said, here, got something for you, mate. I went, oh, what's that? And I got 2 veteran EDL badges, and I think I got a T-shirt, EDL T-shirt, and a couple of other things. I think I got a baseball cap as well. And I couldn't believe it. And he said, this is from the committee, and they thank you for all your hard work, and they'll salute you. And I was just, what can you say, Dave? But that was Mark. That was Mark coming with Dave to present me with these. And they're still on my other coat, Dave. I'd like to show you. Maybe in a couple of days' time, I'll take off my coat and I'll show you, brother. And some other badges that I got when I used to go to the demos and that. So there you go. That's my memory. One of my main memories with Mark Dunbar, guys. Keep his wife and the family in your thoughts and prayers. He was a good man. He had a good heart. And that was it. And the thing about it, last thing I'd like to mention about Mark is he stepped down from the EDL maybe a couple of 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. Wasn't that too long ago, but at the time when I spoke to him, he said he's in a good place. So we got talking, and he was training. He was a trainer for the Army Cadets. it was like a fulfillment of his life, you know, a circle of his life. That's what he wanted to do, and he worked so hard to get that position, to train other, young men to become, soldiers. So, he had a fulfilled life. He served his country well. He served the country well with the EDL, with all things. And, Dave, have we got that music, a soldier's cry? I can't remember soldiers. I'll pass it back.
We've got it, Jeff. We've got it, Jeff. I searched for it. I found it. If you'd like to go to a tune.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I was going to say, Dave, if we have got it, if we can play this goes out to all the soldiers out there serving. If they listen to this tune, everything about this tune represents them, what they stand for, what they fight for, and the love of one's country. So, Dave, can I pass it to you, brother?
All right, here you go, guys. This is 3 minutes, 47 seconds long, and this is a soldier's cry. It is by Roland Maggio. Okay? Here you go.
You're listening. Top man, Dave. Top man.
Here you go. You're listening to the English Defense League radio show, folks. Here you are.
Rest easy, soldier. Your duty's over. Well done.
And that is it for this time. Next time, part 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye.
The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2019. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
The new show on the SHR Media Network, Sackheads Against Tyranny.
on shrmedia.com. Go there quick like a bunny, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. Live and direct on the SHR Media Network. shrmedia.com. Be there.
Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, a mere 2 miles from the state capitol, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, only on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com to listen. You can also watch on the SHR Media Facebook page and the SHR Media YouTube channel. No goldfish were abused in the making of this ad.
Hey girls, Carry Girl Gear is here. More and more women every day are concealed carrying, participating in competitive shooting, and getting firearms training. It's not a boys' club anymore, and we don't have to shop in their stores anymore either. Finally, a cool and unique clothing line just for women. Dope tees and hats for the patriotic concealed carry and 2A girl. So what are you waiting for? Go check out carrygirlgear.com today.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.